Alrighty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Pathfinder time. It's Tuesday. Bonus stream. Although, honestly, Tuesdays are probably going to be dedicated stream days, nights, whatever. Tuesdays are probably back on the streaming rotation. At least for now. We'll see how it goes. Ba 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. We will not be using that. No mods. This is a modless playthrough. No mods, no kings. Okay. We've been playing this for 8 hours. We've done basically nothing. God damn. Just for like. Let me see. Do I have anything? I'm trying to see if there's any playthroughs. I guess not. I don't even know what this playthrough was. Valine is our old playthrough that we had been doing before, but we will hopefully come back to that one. But who knows? It might just be supplanted by Artemamel at this point. But anyway, oh, oops, it would help if I actually loaded the game. But yeah, God, this opening music is always really loud. I don't know about you guys. It's like really in my ears here. But yeah, so last time we made it through the final set piece area of the prologue. We are officially in Act 1. You're downloading Elestral's Clash. What is Elestral's Clash? Is it a Spyro game? Also, hi Swag. Okay, so if I remember correctly, we have all of the stuff that we want. Yellowed letter. Oh, right. Yeah, that doesn't take up space in our inventory. It doesn't matter. Do we have anybody who can... Elestrals is a TCG and its virtual client just launched today. Oh, cool. Is it, like, good? Is Elestrals, like, a good TCG, or... I guess it's got to be at least good enough for them to invest in a virtual client. Yeah, I need to put this into performance mode before things break. It's new but very popular and on the rise. Nice. Perhaps I shall give it a shot. I gotta be honest, I'm really, like, with TCGs at this point, I'm kind of an old head. I like Magic. I like Yu-Gi-Oh! I like complaining about both of them. I'm stuck in... I'm nostalgia brain rotted, and so at my soul, all I want to do is recreate the feeling of playing those games when I was like 12. But MBT is a big supporter. Oh, hell yeah. All right. That is a huge vote of confidence. MBT and I disagree on the value of slower paced TCGs, but I do really respect his like card game thinking. So MBT. Okay, so we're gonna do the thing. Here's our party. We are leaving the safety of the defender's heart. Oops. Yes, please join. Gives you the full card list. So do you just, is it just start cooking? Like I gotta be honest, part of the reason why TCGs like make money is by, you know, preventing you from having full access to everything. All right. So if I remember correctly, Tower of Estrad is like super important to get to early on. It's Tower of Estrad. There's some stuff in the Market Square, but we will get there, you know, separately. And then Blackwing Library. I know that those are the things with the there's a soft time limit in Act 1. Unlike Kingmaker, there are very few hard and fast time limits in this game. Act 1 has the there will be a after Defender's Heart gets attacked, there's a couple areas that are impacted by the passage of time, but I don't think we lose access to anything so long as we complete Blackwing Library and Blackwing Library, Market Square, and Tower of Estrad. If we do those three things, we should be all good here. You collect hollows and cosmetics. Okay, that makes sense. You've got session tonight, so you won't be here for the most part, but you did want to check in. Aw, Akka, thank you so much. You are so good, friend. Okay, so we're gonna do Market Square first. Hello, Cypher. How are you? Fallen Horse. That is Regents for creating consumable items. We will come back to that. You've been wanting to try the TCG itself, but no stores in your area carry it. Yeah. We got like 30-ish seconds left till the ad break, as usual. If folks want to snooze it, by all means, and we shall go from there. So the way that that Woljif operates, he is basically a wizard and a rogue smashed together. He has slower spell progression and slower progression on some rogue stuff, but he can sneak attack with his spells, so he's an excellent candidate for anything that deals damage like that. And he uses knives to great effect, so the main issue is that he can be kind of fragile because he's not able to wear armor. So you need to set him up with various sources of mage armor. For random battles, not that big of a deal, but hello, Jen. Welcome. How are you doing? But for this random battle, we should be okay. We're just gonna mess this guy up. I believe Acid, Fire, Cold, which means that Jolt is our friend here. But yeah, sneak attack. And there we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. The sheer never knew what hit him. Is there a bird? Or okay, that's just a cosmetic. For a second I thought there was like a winged beast about to fuck us up, but no. This is a game new to you, never seen this before? Jen, this is basically D&D basically a D&D video game. It's the easiest way to describe it. It's a Pathfinder First Edition, which is based it's based off of, it's like a rules system that is built off of older versions of D&D. No. All right, hold on. Basically D&D. Basically a D&D video game based on Pathfinder, which splintered off. That's not how you spell splintered. Splintered off from 3rd edition. Okay. Do I want to enter this location? By golly, do I? Knowledge Arcana. These enormous cracks appeared after a magically induced earthquake struck the land. Tiefling. Oh, you know what? We can wait 45 seconds for the ad to finish. I'll just look soulfully into your eyes, dear viewer. I can't tell what my model is doing, so for all I know, it's just constantly switching between normal face and shocked face, which would be deeply funny to me. Just... beep beep ma. Ba ba ba. Da ba ga ba. Ba ga ba. That's a really old meme at this point. I'm out of the loop. Anyway, hello, welcome back, community. So yes, Jen, to answer your question with words, now that you can hear me, this is based on Pathfinder First Edition. The game has been around long enough that it has a second edition by now. Pathfinder Third Edition. Pathfinder First Edition is based on. It started as a rules expansion to Dungeons and Dragons 3.5, where when 4th Edition came along, it changed so much about what D&D had been for the last decade or so, and really prior, right? That a lot of people were really frustrated with it. So they went, hey, we really like this game that we've been playing. Here's some various rules tweaks. Let's keep playing the same game, but with slightly tightened up rules, right? We'll consolidate certain things, clarify some stuff, improve certain features of certain classes to make them feel cooler. Generally make it a tighter game, especially at the lower levels, which is where most people play. And then Pathfinder grew into its own thing to the point where it was for a little while an earnest rival for D&D. 5th edition changed that. 5th edition kind of exploded D&D again. But Pathfinder had a really diehard group of people that didn't like the direction D&D was going, and so wanted to basically just keep playing 3.5 edition, but with their improvements. And that lasted for easily a decade plus, I think. Pathfinder First Edition was around for a long time. This is the second game based on Pathfinder rules made by Owlcat Games. Think of it sort of like Pathfinder's Baldur's Gate. It's the easiest way to think about it. So. Anyway, Tiefling says, "No, I'll tell you everything. Just don't hit me. I never stole nothing. I only just joined the Tieflings." He gestures back the way he came as if that explains something. "It was all them back there. They found an underground passage to that great garrison. They've been nicking stuff out of there ever since. Low-down thieving toe rags, that's what they are. But I had nothing to do with it, I swear." Brother Gort, is that you? Brother Woljif, I thought you'd pegged it in Erebeth's jail. There's a joke there about pegging in Erebeth. We're not gonna. I'll leave that exercise up to the reader. Happy to see you too. Who are you? An honest guy who's fallen in with some bad folks. The Thieflings, the local thieves around here, they forced me to join their gang, but I didn't want to. Just don't hand me over to Erebeth, valiant crusaders. Please, in the name of all the gods there ever were. It's certainly a word choice, right? Gort here is a new addition to the Thieflings. So far, he's swiped around 5,000 gold. He's got a long way to go before he catches up with me, mind. They made me do it. An underground passage to the Great Garrison? Tell me more. Right, so the temple around here, the Temple of Iomade, has a cellar, and a passage leads from it right to the Great Garrison. The Thieflings, my pals, damned a lot of them, have been using this passage on and off to sell all sorts of stuff to the soldiers in the Great Garrison. So when the demons burst into the city, we thought we'd check up on the Great Garrison to, see how the soldiers were faring, and to offer our assistance. Don't give me that look. This is the first I'm hearing of this. Thieflings keep secrets from each other too, you know. Why are you afraid of me? You're one of them crusaders, ain't you? You lot hate our guts. The Thieflings, I mean. You lock us up and do worse to us. No. But I'm not a Thiefling. Not really. Can I help you somehow? Yeah, let me go, please. Alright, Cypher. Are we accepting the chaotic option? Are we extorting this poor thiefling? It's apparently not evil. It feels evil, but I guess the game says it's not evil. Hey, I have a question, chat. I know that we've got some amount of people who will just show up for whatever I do, which I really do appreciate. And I know that we also have a subsect of people who show up more often for games like this, right? For the like isometric RPGs or the like Western RPGs in general. If I were to put together a streamed tabletop game, would that be something people would be interested in, or is that something that I should just keep my tabletop Pathfinder and my streaming video game Pathfinder? Should I keep those separate? I don't have anybody that's immediately like that. I don't have any group immediately lined up for this, but I would rather know whether or not there's an audience for it before I put effort into it. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for the lurk, Jorts. Let them go, extorting them or not is secondary. Okay, well, we'll get the chaos point. I'll give you everything I got. Just don't kill me. The tiefling hurriedly turns out his pockets. We could attack him after this, but that would be evil. Anyway, go on your way. Cheers for letting me go like this. I'll remember you 100 years, I will. I'll name my firstborn after you. Under your stare, the tiefling falls silent and then runs off. Anyway, for those of you who are unaware, the Market Square, we will quickly find, is like a really big map. It is potentially the same size as the underground dungeon that we were in. It's got like little shortcuts and like skill check passageways and stuff. So I think a door or two for us to enter. It's got a lot going on. So we're gonna be here probably for the whole stream. Let's be real.
Cover me, all right?
Save the last one for me.
But yeah, with 5 characters, a lot of these creatures that would otherwise perhaps be extra dangerous, no big deal.
They will break against our resolve.
Abricandilu. Okay. So. Praise. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Praise Iomade. The Crusade leadership stood firm in the chaos and sent out soldiers to help the people of the city. If they hadn't, I wouldn't be alive right now. By the order of Commander Tierbade, we're searching the city and helping the wounded. I used up my healing powers for today. I should have prayed harder to Iomade. Just something of note. He does say something different than these guys. So, perhaps he may be a noteworthy individual. So, we can build a bridge out of the debris, thereby completing a quest. Look at that. We build a bridge, means that we no longer have to take the long way around, and cutting through this area is now possible, or at least significantly quicker on the world map. Can't remember if it's... I say world map. It's a limited world map. The city map, say.
Time to rob them of their treasures.
Did you see that?
Doing pretty good so far. And let me see here. Something to keep in mind is that
I always
we...
have the upper hand.
Let's see here. Yeah, so we're gonna use the scroll of mage armor, because that should keep us... Yeah, so this clashes with his bracers +2. Oh, goodness. That's way better than I thought it was. Can't go onto the map and just walk all the way to Numeria or Andoran. No. No, we cannot. We actually, right now, even our... we can't even leave Canopus. That's really what I meant by a limited world map. But yes, the world map here, our characters are... whether they want to be or not, they are Mendevian Crusaders. So... Okay. And we're going to make sure that he does not prepare mage armor again for future. Shield lasts a minute per level. That's actually pretty good for his stuff. Because that means that at higher levels, he'll have shield for quite a while. Yeah, you know what? Let's have shield replace mage armor. And in future, he will probably have snowball or shocking grasp for his spells, because those are they are attack rolls and therefore use are therefore eligible for his sneak attack. And snowball, especially early on, 5d6 damage at level 5 plus sneak attack is like crazy, right? So it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Into the fray! We are the light! They are the darkness!
The world in crimson.
Okay. Good talk. Cart is laden with possessions looted from the surrounding houses. Well, waste not, want not. Alright. I have... the Okay. Wand of Cure Light Wounds. We're going to use that on Woljif here.
Rely
And
on
you
me.
are going to lay on hands others. Woljif? Oh boy, we are not getting good rolls on these, let me tell you. Your brain is overlearning, trying to learn these rules. How do they differ from other card games? Because like most of the time, I just try to use like games that I know as like touchstones, you know. So I'll be like, oh, that's like tapping, or oh, that's like special summoning, or you know, whatever.
We'll make this quick. She won't feel a thing.
I don't know. Can we really do this?
Listen, we don't have a choice. There are demons everywhere. What else would you have us do?
Do you think it's kind of funny how shield blocks magic missile specifically, though having played Baldur's Gate 1, you can understand why? Yeah, I think it used to be, like, honestly, I think shield specifically is more used for anti-magic missile, or classically anyway, I think it's used more for anti-magic missile than it is for the strict AC bonus. Clearly Yu-Gi-Oh! Inspired, but summoning has costs that are tied to your life. Ooh. Okay. Alright. A group of knights surrounds a young elven girl. She's dressed in rags that barely cover the hideous scars on her body. The beggar girl is on her knees, watching placidly as the people argue heatedly around her. It is as if she doesn't sense the looming threat at all. A black crow flies in agitated circles above her head.
In Iomede's name, we're sorry, girl, but it is our duty. We have to do this, not for our own sake, but for the sake of everyone who can still be saved from the demons. If we don't win this battle, you won't have long to live anyway.
The knight brings his sword up above the girl's head.
They're insane. We've got to do something.
I understand. You're scared. You feel powerless. You think this will help. You don't have to justify yourselves to me. Just do what you've decided to do.
Girl smiles serenely, as though she isn't at risk of imminent death. Yeah, so if we don't interfere, Ember will die. So, what's going on here?
Our weapons barely scratch the demon's hides. We're sacrificing this girl to Iomade so we can consecrate our weapons with her innocent blood and gain the power to destroy the spawn of the abyss.
Pretty sure it's drawing from Pokemon TCG, but you're much less familiar. I have played a decent amount of Pokemon in recent... Like, that's right, I was saying, I'm an old head when it comes to TCGs. I played Pokemon when it first came out. I played it a little bit more, like, multiple years on, and then I was playing the like, cell phone pocket TCG for a while. And then I have played other, like, random card games here and there as well, but... Most of my card game experience is Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Plus like weird stuff here and there. So I'm kind of interested to see what this game is about. I'll have to check it out, Swag. I do appreciate that the Crusade that like one of the things that you can kind of one of the traps you can run into as a longtime Pathfinder player is like this kind of assumption that the various NPCs of the world, the various actual quote-unquote actual inhabitants, right, of Galarian, like the rule books provide all of these rules and like lore bits and like kind of obviously your GM and your table can change stuff however you want it to, but like the canon answers to various questions, right? And so like as a person who knows the like general cosmology of the world of Galarian, there is no good aligned deity who would accept the sacrifice of an innocent to like combat demons. That's like not a thing that is under the purview of the good gods. Iomade is like as lawful good as you can get. She is like the paladin goddess, right? There's no way that she would be cool with this. But random people in the world don't have those answers, right? They don't have that certainty of knowledge. And so these guys are desperate, and they're like, shit, dude, like, she's gonna die anyway. We heard from somewhere that this'll work. We may as well give it a shot, right? I think this is a cool little moment of that.
It's extreme, but we have no other choice. We have to defend this city somehow, or else we'll all perish, including her.
That's ridiculous. The teachings of Iomade directly prohibit the killing of innocents. The goddess will curse you for making this so-called sacrifice.
Exactly. What were you thinking? The goddess would never allow this.
Whose idea was this anyway? I think it was yours.
My idea? I was against the whole thing right from the start. Who said we needed to make a sacrifice? Wasn't it you? You can't blame anyone else for that.
And then immediately, when they realize they're wrong, they're all pointing fingers. I love that this shows that the Crusaders have, generally, some of them less so, but generally, the Crusaders have their hearts in the right place, but they are all mortal, right? They're all fallible. They're working on incomplete information. And at the end of the day, they don't want to die, right? And they certainly don't want to die in vain. And I just like that this, you know, it's a real moment of humanity for them, even if we can't tell whether or not these guys are actually human, you know?
Please don't fight. All of you are good people, defenders of the city. You just made a mistake. Please don't hurt them.
The little girl is defending the people who wanted to slaughter her a minute ago. She's either a saint or she's insane. Maybe the two together.
Hey, I know her. I see her all the time on the street. She's a couple of cards short of a full deck, if you know what I mean.
Hi. Remember when we used to play together when we were little? But then you went and got all big. And I stayed the same for some reason.
Apparently somebody subscribed behind the scenes and it's not giving me an update? We did it! We hit 10 subs for the month. Ta-da! It's probably somebody's gift subscription, or probably somebody's subscription, like re-upping it that they did at the end of a month or something somewhere. But yeah, we did it. Oh my gosh, never mind. There it is. There's the, there's our thing. Another Weasley, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate that. 11 months? Oh my god. But yeah, we did it. We hit our goal. We hit our goal of 10. I know it says 5 on here. I like to keep that number lower because I don't want people. It feels weird being like I can definitely get 10 subs every month. Even though that's like not horrifically unreasonable for how long I've been doing this. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Huh? I played with you? Pull the other one.
You did. We played tag and hide and seek. Then you and the bigger boys came up with the game where you all threw stones at me. You laughed so hard, it made me happy too. But then you grew up and went away to do grown-up things. Wanna play with me now?
Ember's a little damaged.
For the love of... Canabras is too damn small.
Go to the Defender's Heart Tavern. That's where the survivors are gathering. And don't even think of doing anything so disgusting ever again.
Thank you.
Hurry away before we can change our mind.
Gone. And they all lived. I was sure that someone would die today. So many people have died here already. But we are still alive for some reason. Strange, isn't it?
I really like Ember. I think she's got a cool vibe to her. There's a crow that was flying around that now alights on her shoulder and looks at us with eyes that are much too intelligent for an ordinary bird.
But you shouldn't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a silly girl, really.
I'm really interested to see Ember's progression because I've gotten through part of Act 3 of this game. There's 5 acts plus the prologue, so like 6 acts total, basically. And I have only, I think, scratched the surface of what Ember's really about. In, like, getting through, partway through Act 3. I don't think you're an ordinary girl. And that crow you have there, it's not ordinary either.
No, don't be silly. I'm very ordinary. Well, I know different types of tricks, but Soot taught me those. Now Soot here, she truly is unusual. She's clever and she can talk, but only to me. She teaches me magic tricks and lots of other stuff. I don't know what I'd do without her.
Who are you?
Call me Ember. I live here, on the streets, for many years now. But there's nothing to say about me.
Magic tricks, you say? You could prove useful when fighting the demons, and I'll be able to protect you from insane soldiers on the streets. Come with me.
I must have misheard. This girl? Join our party? What could we possibly want with this dirty little beggar?
Sure, let's go.
Gives us a smile, joyous and untroubled like a child's. Ah. Alright, so Ember is another witch. Unlike us, she is a stigmatized witch. Stigmatized witches have their own stuff going on, but the long and the short of it is that she uses charisma to cast rather than intelligence. Also, I'm pretty sure her stats are better than ours. Maybe not. She might be slightly less specialized, but her main stuff, as we can see here. So she's an elf like us, so she gets the elf things. Oh my gosh! It's Lovely Wife! She's here in chat. Similar to us, she has point blank shot and precise shot, so that way her spells don't suck. And something that is noteworthy here is that Ember has the atheism trait. She actively rejects the gods. That's what this whole thing is. Atheists in Galarian don't disbelieve in gods. They just think that gods should not be important in the way that they are. You're sure that Ember just wants to set the world on fire? Maybe she just wants to spark a flame in your heart. Okay, so her main thing that she gets is she has like an oracle curse. So she has a penalty to weapon attack rolls, but she also knows Burning Hands. At 5th level, she adds Scorching Ray and Burning Arc. At 10th level, she adds Fire Snake, and her penalty to attack rolls is reduced. And at 15th level, she adds Hellfire Ray. So she has a bunch of fire-based spells, and she's worse at attacking. That's like her main thing. And in exchange, let me see. She gets what is it? She gets something. I know that much. Where's the details button? I know that's around here somewhere. There we go. Stigmatized Witch relies on intuition. Magic is based not on the sharpness of wit and the strength of her character. Instead of regular powers granted by a patron, she gets a curse like an oracle, and she casts her spells spontaneously like a sorcerer rather than a wizard. So that's like her main changes. But She is another witch. She has Cure Light Wounds, so she is a decent early healer until we get the dedicated healer. And here, you should use your scroll on yourself. So, we're gonna go into the house.
I won't let you hurt my friends.
Something.
Okay, so main thing here is that these are swarms. Our characters don't do great with swarms, not gonna lie. Set the swarm on fire? I mean, that's the plan, but we're trying not to hit our own characters. This is one of those fights that would probably be considerably easier with turn-based mode, but it's fine. We're making it work. Sounds like a you problem. Reference to Ember from Warframe, whose ult is called World on Fire. You briefly forgot about the song. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have good options here, so we're just gonna use Light of the Angels and try to make this suck less. Alright. There's the rat puddle. Let me see. Give me the recipe, please.
Pretty good, aren't I?
Nice. Alright.
This is my kind of work.
Alright. We get +1 hide armor, which I don't know if that really benefits any of our characters, but say la vie. Incomplete magic circle for a summoning ritual. We can either finish the ritual or we can destroy the magic circle. I think if we complete it, it summons a demon and then we can kill the demon. Let's try.
Success.
I can't reach you from inside the circle, but you forgot something. There's nothing keeping me in here. Nothing at all. Okay, yeah, that was bad. So we're gonna reload that real quick. You won your first game. Now to never play again to preserve your 100% win rate. Hell yeah. Is it actually killing the demon or just sending back to its original plane violently? It is violently sending it back to its original plane, and they hate that. It sucks the whole time. So. So, yeah, we are going to destroy the summoning circle, get some XP. Absolutely no reason to summon a demon if you are not playing, you know, demon summoning Georg. Who is buzzing me? Nobody. It's one of my various apps giving me an update. But yeah, this little area shows us that that a number of these houses we can in fact go into. Could definitely see yourself picking up the physical game if it ever comes to a nearby store. Nice! Yeah, I really love card games. Most of my friends aren't super into them, or they're like really into Magic. And I play card games far too casually to like spend tons and tons of money on them. Like I have enough hobbies. If Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or something were the only hobby that I played, you know, or like my only hobby, that would be one thing. But hello, Shades. Welcome, welcome. All right, that's an illusionist. Let's get our dedicated ranged character on that. Get point blank shot going here. Do 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 boop boop. Let's see. Alright, Sela, time to fight defensively. I get the feeling that these guys, we should be able to just kind of cream them. So I think we can unpause at this point. Hell yeah. At least for now, it scratches your itch for low power level Yu-Gi-Oh! Ooh. Yeah, I honestly, every once in a while, my brain goes, oh my god, I need to play low power Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. And typically what I do then is I play the Sacred Cards, which is not... It's not Yu-Gi-Oh! Or it is Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's not. It's from the, like... It's the last in the, like, alternate rules... Or, sorry, second to last in the alternate rules video games of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right? It's, like, sort of a playing card simulator, but not entirely, because it also has RPG elements and, like, extra rules tacked on. Because it's got the, like, background of... It's got the background of, like, being... from the like it's like derived more from like early manga rules, right? And it's like the last or second to last in that line. And then after that, the video games were just like card game sims, proper card game sims with glitches here and there, but you know. And that has all of the things that my brain wants from low-level Yu-Gi-Oh! The rules are a little bit weird, so it feels a little bit like I'm playing on the playground. Nobody has ridiculous cards until like the end game, where presumably you also have built up cards. So, yeah. Main things you've gotten out of MTG are playing in D&D one-shots and some of their settings, and chats with a friend telling her about Final Fantasy stuff with the new card set. Yeah, I really like Magic. I think I am saddened by the direction that it has gone in recent years. But you know, I think like I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy. Like I really want at least some of the Final Fantasy cards because I think they're cool, right? I like Magic. I like Final Fantasy. I'm aware Final Fantasy has its own card game, or has had it. I don't know if it's still running, but I don't know. I think card games are neat. I wish that there was more space for them in like popular culture and zeitgeist, but unfortunately there's like only the big three that people really know, and then everything else you have to already be like kind of an entrenched weeb to know about them. So Okay. Yeah, +1 height armor is just not very good. Like, who is this for? Certainly not any of our characters. Light armor user, no armor, no armor, no armor, no armor, heavy armor user. Like, height armor fits exactly in the middle between those of too heavy for Camellia to use properly, too light for Sela to care. At least it's loot. At least it's sellable loot. I believe we have simply made a full circle. Yes. Okay. There might be technically something right here, but I don't think so. That brings us to the area exit. That's the house. We're gonna go here.
Always watch your back.
Oh, it's Kaylessa. The elf hunched up next to you is clutching a small but deep puncture wound. Her appearance is quite remarkable. Her skin is blacker than any Garundi's. Her teeth are fanged and her hair is as gray as a crone's. Her crimson eyes glare at you with a gleam of malice. What are you looking at, soldier? Like what you see? You're posting something important you found in-game in Kaiba posting? Hold on. I need to see. Kaiba posting. It's me! She even has purple hair! Hell yeah! They know what's up. When you cast this Artemis, you can do stuff with symbols. You can disenchant a symbol from this in order to target an opponent's face-up card and suppress it, presumably tap it, until that opponent's next end phase. Yeah! Card control! Okay. Well, world knowledge is not our party's strong suit, let me tell you. We're gonna take a closer look at her strange appearance. Failed. This elf may have fallen victim to some wicked magic. A curse, maybe? Or did her long service to the forces of darkness twist her appearance in such a gruesome way? Who wounded you? Haven't you noticed? The city is burning. There's a battle going on. I was wounded by a cultist. Ember is looking her over thoughtfully. Her wounds are so strange. Not at all like mine. They burned me from the outside, but you were burned from within. I think. It hurt, didn't it? Unperturbed by her cold silence, Ember continues. Yes, I can see that it hurt. I'm sorry that happened to you. I know who you are. You're Kaylessa, a cultist of Discari. That's a lie! Her crimson eyes flash, and she says firmly, I loathe demons, and I'll kill any I come across. Failed? God damn it. Why would Forn slander you? Her grim expression hardens further, as bleak and unflinching as the words on a tombstone. You're asking questions that are dangerous in and of themselves. I urge you to stop. The more you know about me, the higher the chances that a traitor's dagger will find its way into your back. I'm choosing to believe you. Forn is at Defender's heart. You should keep clear of the place. It was never my intention to set foot in there. Farewell, soldier, and thank you for believing me. One of the things I do appreciate in this game that can feel slightly frustrating when you're trying to go for like a quote-unquote perfect run or whatever is that only one character in your team gets to make a role in these dialogues, right? One of the things that can sometimes happen in like D&D or Pathfinder or any game that allows for like the party to make skill checks is that sometimes somebody will go, hey, I want to know about XYZ thing, or hey, I want to make a check against this blah, blah, blah. And then everybody in the party, even if they have like no skill, no relevant skill, also dog piles onto this, right? And sometimes it can be funny, sometimes it can be helpful, right? If your DM or GM or whatever decides to rule that as like, well, the other people are assisting, so it gives you a bonus or whatever. Or like if you have multiple trained people, sometimes the person with the lower bonus just rolls lucky and happens to get it. That's fine. But I do find it sometimes frustrating when you're like, ah, yeah, my guy with, +2 in art history is gonna roll, just in case, right? Who knows what'll happen? And like sometimes they get the highest roll, and it's like, this roll was for religion. How did art history come into play, right? One of the things I'll just say, one of the things that in here, one character makes the roll, and part of it is because it's a one-player game, so like I don't have to worry about the other people at my table feeling bad that they don't also get to do the cool thing or they don't get to attempt the thing. But it makes characters in this, like if they specialize in a thing, it makes them like feel kind of special, and also it lowers the chance of like all of these characters are attempting the same role, even though some of them might not necessarily have a chance, So I don't know. Sometimes I'm kind of a grumpy old lady when it comes to my games, and I appreciate that this is this like makes character choices matter. You know what I mean?
Now what is that?
Agate, jade, and moonstone. Foreign Autumn Haze is going to be really mad at us, but screw that guy. Oh, I could be far worse. Nikki, I could be so much worse. You don't even know. I keep the game grumpiness so in check. It's crazy. All right, athletics 19 to get across, or we could just not for now.
Retreat already?
Fiendish giant fly.
Cover me, all right? Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Have a good night, Claudia. Thanks for stopping by.
They will break against our resolve.
I'll cut you wide open.
Let's see. Let's see. Trunk to cross the gap. This feels like the sort of thing where if I fuck it up, things go very poorly for us.
This is my kind of work.
Okay. Nature lore. There's no way this goes well.
Well, this didn't go.
Somebody ripped lumps of flesh from these dead bodies. Ghouls. The answer is ghouls.
I won't let you hurt my
Distract them
friends.
from me.
Just sit here. Don't worry about me.
Oh, that's not good.
your toes.
Yes?
Yeah, we will have you cure light wounds Sela, who got absolutely bodied. It was a brutal hit.
Yes.
Okay. And I will use one more from our rod, or from our staff, or wand. That's the word. Okay. Good enough. Give me that loot, baby.
Just don't blame me. You ask me. You ask me.
Actually, wait, hold on. We quick saved like 2 seconds ago. I'm not gonna save scum a lot, but this was like right there. You know what I mean? Also, Sela did have a real bad fight, so give it another shot. All right.
Thanks, Lamb.
Aha! They were gnawed to the bone by ghouls, whose teeth are likely the cause of death.
Time to rob them of their
The
treasure.
inheritor. Guide my blade.
I'll cut you wide open.
Cover me, all right?
Ember, I need you to cast Sleep on that guy. Lan, I need you to target the wizard. I also need to target the wizard.
This'll leave a bruise. I'll just sit here. Don't worry about me.
Okay. Acceptable. Alright, team.
Always watch your back. Hesitation is a waste of time.
You're a good person.
Yes.
I like Ox.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty good, aren't I?
There we go. Alright. Not a ton of stuff, but fair enough. Into the house. Journal about an experiment. I don't think this is anything, but... Okay, experiment day 1. Today I was able to catch a quasit. Aurori be my witness, it wasn't easy, considering my humble physical condition. Luckily, it was a scrawny specimen, about 7 pounds, with a wingspan of about 2 1/3 feet. When it awoke, the quasit first tried to attack me, and then ruined my clothes with his caustic saliva. Yeah, so we have a demonologist that used to live in this house. I'm pretty sure he's no longer alive.
This is my kind of work.
scroll of protection from chaos. So this might be the one with the invisible guy in the basement. If it is, then we're gonna leave because that is not in. Yeah, I
Stay on your toes.
believe. Let me see for spells.
Well,
I don't think you have anything, right? Delay poison, bow strength. Somewhere around here, I think, is a potion of like see invisibility or a scroll of see invisibility, something like that. There we go. Fairy Fire and See Invisibility. These are two things here that are going to be very helpful. Can you use these? With a skill check. Ah, son of a biscuit. You're the only one who can use these, aren't you? Alright, hold on. Master level 1. What kind of spell is this? Who can you use it? Again with a skill check. Who is the intended use case here? Alright. UMD for you is +6, for you is +9. For me is +2. So you're our best bet. We're gonna cast See Invisibility. And then we're gonna have Fairy Fire, the scroll, equipped. And there's a Shadow Demon right there.
Trust in yourself.
Yet another obstacle.
I'm all right. I'm all right. Just sit here. Don't worry about me.
Fire, Acid, Cold. Alright.
Pain is excruciating.
That did not work. Damage reduction 10. Foul. No wonder we're having such a hard time here. Yeah, I need you to use that potion.
So this is
Oop.
how it feels.
Okay. Shadow Demon is no joke. Yeah. Really what you're supposed to do is hit it with like the whatchamacallit, the glitter dust or whatever. And that makes the fight easier. But yeah, it's pretty rough.
Everything has a price.
but like you get 1,000,000 healing potions, so like a lot of these fights exist to challenge you, but not.
Careful now.
This war must end.
Yes.
Like you'd be surprised what a party of 6 characters can do. Okay, we are going to attempt to clear the blockage.
The mongrel did it.
Hey! Hip hip huzzah.
This is my kind of work.
And the wicked longbow is absolutely worth all the effort. So it is a +2 composite longbow, so immediately excellent weapon for Lan on that alone. But additionally, when he crits, the enemy has to make a will save or get like a massive debuff. It's really, really good. So yeah, Lan is now a ridiculous bow using machine. 1d8 +5 at +10 accuracy is just bonkers. Like, I guess technically it's +9 to hit and +7 damage, but yeah, it's just so good. It's so good. This bow is just absolutely bonkers for him. So okay, oh, you know what? Actually, hold on. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. We sell our torches? Is that what happened? Looks like we ended up accidentally selling our torches. That's okay. Why are these two whatever.
I always have the upper hand.
But yeah, these guys, this is the thing that tips you off that there's the like major demon in the house. Alright, so expeditious retreat. Yeah, go ahead and copy that to your spellbook. That's fine. Unequip that, please. Alright. None of our characters can properly use this. I don't understand what class is supposed to be able to use Fairy Fire. Maybe druids? Or something? Maybe it's a primal spell? People were not killed by demons. Their mortal wounds were inflicted by ordinary weapons. We're gonna adopt a cat. We now have Tiger, the cat. Gives a +2 bonus to perception and lore nature checks. Wizard, I would have thought that wizards cast fairy fire. But apparently they don't. Like, he can use it with a skill check, but he can't add it to his book. I can't even do that, and I presumably have the same spell list as a wizard. Like, I don't know what the deal is, but anyway, +2 perception, +2 nature. Who's got our best nature and perception? You've got +7. You have +5. You have +10 and +4, so you're definitely up there for it. All right. Congrats. You have a cat now.
Precisely.
I think that way leads back to like interconnectedness. This is explicitly a shortcut, and therefore we want to investigate around here.
Do not fear.
Surrender,
Do not
or else.
waver.
Alright, Ember, I need you to activate mobility and then GTFO. Good job. A short hooded figure is poking about some bodies lying in the middle of the street. The stranger drags the first body off the road, respectfully props it up against a wall, and places the corpse's hands on its chest. The figure then freezes, as if hesitating, and you see him reach out his hand toward the beautiful gold amulet hanging around the corpse's neck. He jerks his hand back, hesitates, then reaches out again. Okay, good, Nikki. I'm glad that I'm not the only one who was considering that. Just check the Pathfinder SRD. Apparently it's a druid spell. Gotcha. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's the only other thing I can that like makes sense, because we have limited divine access between our various characters. We have an absurd amount of arcane access. So if none of our characters, because we've got like what 4 different spellcasting characters in the group? No, 5. Sela hasn't made it there yet, but she will soon. So, but yeah. This is Ember. She is not a bard. She is charismatic, though. So, all right. We are looting corpses too, so we really with glass houses, throwing stones, and all that. Who are you, and what are you doing here? Stranger almost jumps out of his skin, and the hood falls from his head. Under a mop of red curls, a round halfling face looks up at you. Oh, phew! I thought you were demons. Good day to you, good lady. Sela's eyebrows lift in apparent surprise. Curl, is that you? The halfling looks at Sela and smiles broadly. Oh, Lady Sela, you're alive. Goodness me, that's the second bit of good news on an otherwise lousy day. What was the first bit of good news? Stick around and see for yourself. Can you tell me anything useful about what's going on in the city? I'm afraid not, good lady. I just left the Defender's Heart. Before that, I was holed up in there, too scared to leave. Although spending all that time under Commander Erebeth's nose sure was something. She's a strict one. Whew! And when she gets antsy... Don't even start. I've had enough of her breathing down my neck to last me a lifetime. Do you know this person, Sela? Meet Rimvi, better known as Carl. He hails from Canabris and he fights in the Condemned. He's one of a kind, a rogue with a heart of gold. She smiles, then adds a little more seriously. Carl, it's probably none of my business, but you should ask yourself if what you were about to do is right. The halfling's cheeks flush and he hides his hands behind his back. I just thought... Oh, it doesn't matter. What are you doing here? Robbing corpses? No! Rimfy Carl may be a rogue, but he doesn't loot corpses. I just need to get these poor lads' bodies off the road. My friends and I are on a terribly important mission, and we need to get through. He's interrupted by the sound of wheels rolling on the paving stones. A cart drawn by a sad little horse appears from around the corner. A pretty half-elf is driving it, and a young man in knight's armor is walking alongside. Even from a distance, you can see his tanned face and blue eyes shining brightly. The halfling straightens up. See? A terribly important and very heroic mission. My friends and I are saving a beer cart from the demons. As he's speaking, the newcomers notice you, and the knight cries out in jubilation. Seela! I never thought I'd see you again. I thought you were headed to the main square, the center of the demon's attack. The half-elf smiles warmly at Seela. Hey, friend! Glad to see you're all right. When we got separated by the crowd at the celebration, I knew right away that something was wrong. And when demons appeared all of a sudden, I realized that was the reason why I'd been so anxious. But I couldn't find you among the dead in the square, so I kept my hopes up, and I was proved right. Seela's face lights up with joy. So you're the other bit of good news Carl was talking about. You and Jenna are alive. Actually, by good news, I meant that we found the beer cart. Sir Elan and Jenna being alive amounts to a quarter of a bit of good news. Well, maybe half. A beer cart? How about sharing with us? I'm sure we could all do with a drink. The half-elf winks rakishly. Certainly. Give me your flask, friend, and if you walk with us to the Defender's Heart, we can have a more thorough sampling of the spoils there. Despite the cheerful tone, she looks at you with an anxious hope. Jenna, there's no need. The heart is very close, and the three of us will be enough to fight off an attack if there is one. Besides, our friend here surely has better things to do. More important things than carrying barrels of beer, I'd wager. By the way, my name is Elan, Sir Elan of the Houndhearts. I'm glad to meet someone who's survived this madness. Haven't told me how you know Seela. I'll save that story till we're all back in the Defender's Heart. You're going back there, aren't you? We'll have a reason to toast our spoils. Well, Elan, I have to go. Thank you for your service. So long. We're sure to meet again, either in the city or at the Defender's Heart. Sure you will. Come to the tavern. We'll celebrate the valiant rescue of this barrel together. So that is our second bit here. Let's see. We're gonna keep going this way. Various recruits. So sweet it is to kill.
Against our resolve.
You won't survive me.
So yeah, little bit of foreshadowing here. The demons have the capacity to turn people into ghouls. I'm sure that won't show up again. Lore religion. Gray hair, ashen skin. This person fell prey to a Nabasu. This demon sucks the very life essence from its victims and transforms them into ghouls. Yeah, I'm sure that won't like become relevant at some later point.
Pretty good, aren't I?
Scroll of enlarged person. Can I learn that? I can't. Oh, shoot. That's not good. Do we have any kind of... These are diseases, right? This is making you want to finish your aborted playthrough of this game. Shades. What if we played it together? Honestly, one of the things that I really want to do is play a second edition Pathfinder conversion of this campaign. Specifically because we now have the like mythic power rules for second edition. I think that that would be real neat. So that's half plate. Is she already wearing half plate? She's already wearing half plate. A Cold Iron Masterwork Longsword. If only we didn't already have a Cold Iron Masterwork Longsword in the form of Radiance. Excuse me. Not sure if you can play it. Your PC crashes whenever you try, and you're not sure the screen on your Steam Deck is big enough. Gotcha. I believe this game is Stream Deck certified. Your PC crashing whenever you try. That's gotta be solvable.
Always watch your back.
So Woljif has ghoul fever. That's not ideal. Do we have any kind of like remove disease? Or would that be specifically restoration? Does not remove diseases. Oh boy. Okay. Prayer, protection from chaos. You'd think that remove sickness would just actually remove the thing instead of giving us a bonus, but... Disease, nausea, and sickened effects. Hello, Brownie. Welcome, welcome. Your PC is a POS? Why did I think that your PC was decent, Shades? Am I wrong? I must be mistaken. Well, time to fight some undead.
Don't mind me.
The spirits demand your blood.
I won't let you hurt my friends.
Okay, the shadow, if I remember correctly. Yeah, immune to a bunch of stuff. Immune to negative energy. Yeah, they deal strength damage, which is not ideal. Supposed to be decent. All its specs are pretty good, but it crashes when running most games or while playing a game after Discord has been open or a few other situations. Interesting. That's gotta be fixable, Shades.
The light take you.
Not ideal, but we got there. 4 strength damage is really rough. We may have to rest early because of our various conditions here. She did send you a letter. I saw a letter addressed to you. I know that it exists.
I did it.
Dug up graves and other clues indicate that a necromancer has recently conducted a ritual here.
Is that a trap? It might be a trap.
+1 throwing axe.
Stab their backs.
I will fight.
Endure this!
I think. Hold on, we're gonna quick save here. So if I remember correctly, this is the like necromancer's little hideaway.
Careful now.
Yeah. City's fallen at last. How glorious! Now I can stop pretending to be a shopkeeper and spend all my time on my true passion, reanimating the dead.
Save the last one.
In further corset adventures, you reorganized the basement today. Jeez. Brownie, it's like a cheat code. Text may be small. Oh, geez. Shades, I mean, if the text is gonna have size problems, you know, don't worry too much about it. You know what I mean?
Tactical retreat! No?
Oh, geez. Woljif is like...
It's all your fault.
This is a terrible mistake.
Yeah, this is not going well. Alright, Sela. Smite evil on the flame blade, please.
So this is how it feels.
Alright. I remember that fight generally going a little bit easier, but alas. Alright. So I'm blind. Both of you have strength damage. You have ghoul fever.
Yes?
Alright. Let's...
Yes.
We're gonna do some...
Yes.
Okay. Disfigured corpses are laid in a neat pattern in preparation for an unknown ritual. Cultist Necromancer gets us the Dark Horn and then a couple of scrolls. Apparently I can't copy them, which is a bummer. But you can. That's removing the effects of disabilities. I mean, yes, I'm just saying that I'm surprised. I am pleasantly surprised as to its efficacy. Everything you've done for the last decade or so has been while 80 to 90% as much blood to the brain as you should be. Yeah. Let's see here. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. What is the DC on this, by the way? Do we know how difficult the save is? Fortitude save of some severity. Great, love it. Dark Horn, whenever this +1 Cold Iron Glaive lands a hit on an enemy, it deals additional 1d3 negative energy damage. I think, if I remember correctly, yeah, Marching Terror is still better than Dark Horn. Marching Terror is just that good.
We are the light. They are the darkness.
Ouch! We'll continue fighting.
The world in crimson.
Alright. I think we are officially at the limits of our abilities here. What is this loot? There. I say that we're at the limits of our abilities and then I keep pushing.
They dare threaten me.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Always watch your back.
Even the huge pile of junk isn't enough to block out the exclamations coming from beneath it. Reveal, O dearest darling beauty mine, why didst thou turn thy gaze on me, pray tell? Thy husband I called friend a time, but love 'tis like an ocean, friendship, a well. But Willis, how are we to live, my sweet? Booms a deep masculine voice in response from beneath the same pile. Indistinct rustling follows. Pass me the ale, will you? The pile shifts easily, revealing an entrance to some kind of cellar. There's an interesting-looking chest among the items. Look, the door is open, and now we're completely at the mercy of whatever's up there. If it really is a demon, we have nothing to fear. We have the power of inspiration, after all. But hand me over my ladle, and that rolling pin. Now look, it's not a demon at all. Greetings, kind friend and rescuer. I am Grandma Gretlin, theater director, and these are the members of my company. Granny, that's not a ladle. That's one of the props for the Malevolent Lich performance, the one Tina made. It's a scepter or something. She made it out of my ladle. She wanted to use a broom handle, but I put paid to that daft idea, says the dwarf with dignity. Oh, I've seen your show. You are very funny. Especially your play where the woman slowly climbs onto the chair while singing and then falls off again. Ember claps her hands in delight. Well, it's actually a great tragedy about unrequited love. The chair you see represents a tower of rock rising up above the raging sea like the finger of a giant. And the woman, she isn't supposed to fall, but rather gracefully cascade into the swirling abyss below, just like I showed her 100 times. But I'm glad you liked it. What are you doing down there? We were rehearsing. Our art distracts us from our fear and panic. The dwarf waves her ladle emphatically, doing a fair impression of a conductor. Really? When I'm scared, I eat. We tried that too, but our supplies ran out. But art. Oh, art is eternal. Can you get somewhere safe? Oh, don't worry on our account. We'll be going to our basement in the next street. That's where our lambkin is. We're not afraid of demons with lambkin around. Lambkin? Lambkin, says the dwarf readily. Our male lead. He'll protect us. Don't worry, we know what we're doing. I have to go. Thank you again for rescuing us, stranger. Today you did a great service for Mendevian culture, and perhaps the culture of all Galarian. You will certainly be remembered in future eras as the one who saved the critically and publicly acclaimed Next Door Theater. Yeah, those folks are kind of goofy.
The heartbeat quickens.
Distract them from me.
Cut them to ribbons. All right. And yes, this is our giant loop that we have made here. Area exit into the house. Into the house? Did we do that? We did that one already. Never mind.
Forget it.
3 hours pass?
I must rest to fight another day.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, now we have to rest because this is untenable. All right. Night Watch D plus 12 plus 4 plus 6 against basically nothing. Hearty Meal is a DC 10, gives us plus 1 to all checks. Speed bonus, temporary hit point per level for a day. I think we're good. We'll do the Hearty Meal. Gives her a high chance of success. Go. Camouflage will automatically succeed. Protective rituals are 50-50. Alchemy, oops, is close. Night Watch. I mean, we may as well have somebody, but I don't think it's gonna go all that well. All right. Use healing spells and abilities. Rest for the recommended period. I think that's a full day. I think 3 is like a full day. We're gonna rest for, yeah, 2 days, 9 hours. No, thank you. That is a huge waste of time. We will rest for 9 hours and press onward. Your hope and bravery call to people, Sela, but if their hopes don't come true and their fates don't change for the better, what can you give them instead? If I give someone hope, that's enough. It means I'm making a difference. Without hope, there's only death. There's no changing things for the better if you're already dead. I like that they're saying this while they're doing their tasks. Impact of corruption weakened. Chance on attack on camp is lowered. No incidents during the night. Hearty meal successfully made. Absolute success. Sometimes a long-awaited rest does not bring the desired relief. What comes is a heavy, clinging sleep on the edge of wakefulness, where consciousness seems poised between reality and oblivion. The possible reasons for such disturbed slumber are myriad. Strained nerves, perhaps, or a lingering reaction to trauma. Artemimel emerges from the oblivion of her leaden sleep like a drowned woman dragging herself up from the depths of a swamp. The wound on her chest is burning like someone pressed an invisible brand to it. The wound is closed again, but the bloodstain on her shirt betrays its presence underneath. There's no time to investigate the cause behind her malaise. A trying day lies ahead. But how will Artemimel be up to the challenge if her thoughts are so muddled and her entire body aches like after a day's toil? Can't ignore my health. Better take care of it now rather than later when it would already be too late. After several moments, the weariness abates, retreating to the depths of her subconscious, but leaving the path open to return the next time she seeks refuge in sleep. Artemimel recalls that she slept peacefully in the defender's heart. Perhaps a priest can explain what has happened. Okay, so after a night's rest, all of our strength damage has healed, and our characters appear to have recovered from their illnesses. So I'd say that's a pretty good. Damn. I don't know if we got lucky or what, but that was like a fantastic heal. Okay, so let's press onward. I really thought that we were gonna have to like leave the area, but really could not have asked for a better.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
Careful now.
My beloved brother, I admire your zeal, of course, but would you not agree this is hardly the time to be standing guard over a hole that no one will ever emerge from? Or perhaps you're concerned that someone will decide to go for a nighttime stroll and will accidentally fall into it? Such foresight is laudable, but do you really need so many soldiers for such a task? Can't your warriors be put to better use? For instance, fighting demons or clearing rubble, while the people trapped beneath it might still be alive? The face of this golden-curled Azamar is beautiful even by the standards of his kind, in whose veins runs the blood of angels. His melodious voice sounds cheerful, but bitter reproach simmers in his gaze. Don't you dare call me brother, heretic! The signs of recent hard fighting are obvious in this stern old man. His armor is dented and covered in blood, and his unnatural pallor suggests something more dangerous than wounds inflicted by claws and fangs. Nevertheless, his gaze is stony, and his voice, accustomed to barking orders, is harsh and clipped. How dare you accuse me of doing nothing to protect this city? Especially now, when followers of your temple were caught committing treason! To my mind, you are no different than the demon worshippers. Those miscreants, those beasts that are digging under the city walls. Yeah, Helrune is the worst. This dude is just the worst. Everyone knows, my dearest prelate, that in your zealous pursuit of order in the city, you have long since forgotten how to tell friend from foe and good from evil. That's what happened with my adepts, whose act of treason was a genuine attempt to save the city. And yet again, I am forced to repeat myself. While we are wasting time on pointless quarrels, people are dying under the rubble in our city. People whom we could have saved if you had only set your soldiers to the task and not kept them here, surrounding a useless and utterly harmless hole in the ground. Harmless? Well, if it's on your say-so, then there must mean there's someone down there. Your associates, no doubt. And they're just waiting for us to abandon our posts before they slink out and try again to... The old man notices your approach. And you. I remember you. You appeared in my city the day the demons attacked and Terendelev died. What are you doing here? Answer at once or I'll have you strung up by your ankles before you know it. Don't think that the demons have wounded me. I still have enough strength to take on 100 of your sort. The Inquisitor looks at you suspiciously. And who are you? Might you be a witch, perchance? I can sense a witch a mile away. Where there are witches, there's always trouble and corruption. They draw power from sources unknown, curse people left and right, and then demand to be treated like ordinary spellcasters. And what is this hideous creature? Holroon peers at Lan with suspicion. Remember, like, most of our evil dialogue options have been, like, actively engaging in witch hunts and immediately insulting Lan for his, like, physical appearance. And Holroon ticks all of those. Yeah. Lan, at your service. The mongrel ducks his head in a bow. My forebears fought in the First Crusade. I've lived in Canobras my whole life. You haven't ever seen me before? Ah, it must be because you don't ever venture into our underground district. We have been meaning to complain to the city authorities that our paving stones have been in need of repair for a long time. The First Crusade? So, you're a mongrel? Humph. You obviously know human speech. Surprisingly well, in fact. Alright, let's be off with you. The prelate looks at you. If he causes any trouble, I shall hold you responsible. Come to think of it, you still haven't told me who you are. I'm a crusader. I'm fighting to liberate Canobras from the demons. A crusader, you say? Humph. I'll be looking into that. You obviously don't know to whom you are speaking. I'm the one who decides who's a crusader and who's a traitor in this city. Holroon Shapik, prelate of Canobras by the grace of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, and the city's defender against threats from within and without. And, as we can see, you've done a sterling job protecting the city. The golden-haired Azamar flashes a flinty smile. I am Ramian of Edney, prior of the Temple of Desna, which, alas, currently lies in ruins. Wise Holroon here believes it is vital to guard this hole in the ground, from which he is certain demons will emerge at any moment. I've been trying to convince him that the city has far more urgent matters to deal with. For instance, rescuing those currently dying under the rubble. You know what? There may in fact be one matter that is more important than guarding this hole. I've put it off, and look where it's led us. I should have had you hung from the gates back when you dared to defend your gang of delinquent demon collaborators. If the Sarkorians had hanged Arilu Vorlash while they had the chance, there never would have even been a war. I won't repeat their mistake. I won't hesitate any longer. Soldiers, seize this scum! Prelate, see reason. These are frightening times, but threatening to hang someone without trial, it's unworthy of a servant of Iomade. The old man fixes his eyes on Sela. Lest you forget, girl. We may serve the same goddess, but you are not an inquisitor. Don't question the way I choose to serve Iomade, and I won't question yours. What precisely are you accusing Ramian of, Inquisitor? Treason! Not long before the city was attacked, several followers from his temple tried to secretly access the Wardstone and perform an unknown ritual over it. Holroon is trembling with fury. The Wardstone of Canobras, the gift from Iomade, the bringer of light, rot in the hands of her herald, the first in the chain. And followers of that crazy runt of a goddess try to meddle with it using their magic, after hearing a voice in their dreams. My soldiers almost had them caught, when Ramian got in the way, allowing the traitors to go to ground. I made a mistake. I didn't have him locked in a cell and interrogated to within an inch of his life. And now the city lies in ruins. It's time to rectify that mistake. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again. My people foresaw the attack on the city. They knew the Wardstone already carried the seed of corruption within itself, and they were simply trying to heal it. I've heard similar claims before. Now, where was it? Yes, from Staunton Vane, the traitor who brought down Dresden. The lessons of the past have taught us a great deal, and that is why I never believed you or your mob's lies, even for a second. And I was right. Yeah, we're gonna reveal the light of heaven. Behold, Inquisitor, I bear the gift of an angel who died in the caves below Canobras. I am no enemy of yours. The old man frowns and whispers something. A prayer or a spell? With each word, his face relaxes. You are telling the truth. The light in your hand was wrought by the power of heaven. I will keep an open mind with regard to you, stranger. And later, Under less fractious circumstances, I would like to ask you about how you came to receive this gift. But that can wait. Now I must deal with this filth once and for all. Don't lay a finger on him or you'll have to answer to me. Asamar holds up his hands in a placating gesture. Stop! You are the defenders of what remains of Canabris. Can't you think of anything better to do than to be at each other's throats in the ruins of the city? You're a fool, Halvrun. You're a zealot and a murderer. But you're a fool first and foremost. I told you that the Wardstone was weakened. You wouldn't listen. I warned you that the city was going to be attacked. You shooed me away. The truth is that my young adepts were trying to save the Wardstone, and you stopped them. Of course, those truly responsible for this tragedy are the demons, but you have done nothing to prevent it. And now you would still rather kill an innocent person and perish yourself than admit that you were wrong. As always. With a wave of his hand, the Asamar vanishes. Throws a tantrum. He fled, the heretic! He's no doubt expecting me to rush off in pursuit. But that won't work on me. Halvrun turns his attention to you. What about you? If you truly have been marked out for a gift from heaven, this is your chance to save the city. Go and bring back that filthy traitor. I'm almost certain that he and his cronies were helping the demons, either knowingly or unknowingly. Their attempt to bewitch the Wardstone is clear proof. Ramian must be captured. I see you suffered greatly in battle. Nonsense! I had to deal with a brood of Nabasus. It was nothing. I've taken on worse enemies with the goddess's help. Nabasus, also known as death demons, have the ability to drain their victim's life force. Judging by Halvrun's pallor, he's lost a significant amount of his energy. The Inquisitor can bluster as much as he wants, but right now he's far from the peak of his abilities. Why are you obsessed with finding enemies everywhere you look? Why? Why? You must not be from these parts, or you wouldn't have asked such a question. I look for enemies everywhere because our enemies are everywhere. Who are we at war with? Demons. Demons and cultists. They're masters of deception. They worm their way into your favor and masquerade in all manner of false guises. Do you think Dresden was taken by force? No, by trickery. Were it not for me, Canabris would have gone the same way long ago, captured out from under our noses. Now listen to what I'm about to tell you. This was a long time ago. I was very young then, and I had just joined the Crusade. Back then, Canabris didn't have a garrison so much as a public thoroughfare. Anyone who wanted could just stroll into the city. One day at dawn, a group of refugees came up to the city gates, bold as brass. The guards let them in. And why not? For no one was ever turned away. 'Twas no matter. Everyone was welcome in our city. If you came from Mendev, or if you've hauled yourself here from across the seas, the Crusade accepted all and sundry. But on this occasion, we paid dearly for our laxity. Just as soon as those innocent lambs entered the city, they transformed into demons and rushed towards the Wardstone, slaughtering everyone who tried to stop them. 62 people died in less than a minute. The demons used their mutilated corpses to desecrate the obelisk. None of them dared to go near it. The light of the goddess burned them all. So they threw the blood from afar, spattering the Wardstone from every direction. And the lead demon, an eyeless beast, Minago is her name, jeered and gloated, saying we mortals had been sitting ducks. And the creature was right, too. We let our guard down, and we got what we deserved. That bloodbath came to be known as the Red Morning Massacre, and was burned into the townsfolk's memories. Since then, Canabris has adopted different practices. Heretics, cultists, spies, all the rabble who coveted Aurilu's glory, we drove them all out of the city. We haven't had any trouble here since. Many have come here. Even the Baylor Karamzadeh, who apparently is one of Daskari's most powerful generals, but his personal might is not the only reason why he poses such a threat in combat. They call him the World-Wound Strategist, for he is the shrewdest general among demonkind. Not too long ago, he oversaw one of the most successful assaults on Canabris and nearly destroyed the Wardstone, achievement that only Lord Daskari himself was able to clean in the end. So, even the Balor Karamzadeh, and they have all been sent straight back to where they came from, or else they were killed for their trouble. You see, Daskari himself had to crawl out of the abyss and come here, the goddess curse him, in order to break through our defenses. And what did he do? He left again, and we're still fighting. Now that is what vigilance and discipline can do. Ramian really warned you about the attack? Those crazed Desnins were always bursting into my study with their incoherent prophecies that came to them in their dreams. I won't lie, sometimes what they said did come to pass, But can we really rely on the woolly dreams of heretics over the cold, hard facts of intelligence reports? Plenty of demons could have easily fooled them and whispered a treasonous plan in their dreams, and those lunatics would have been only too happy to listen. This time, Mr. Curls for Brains came to me and declared that demons were about to attack the city and that the Wardstone's power was diminished by some kind of contamination or taint. Iomade forgive me for even repeating the words. After uttering such blasphemy, he should have been locked up along with his followers and interrogated. But instead, I simply increased the surveillance on them. And what next? My people caught them red-handed, trying to attack the Wardstone with unknown magic. Not 3 days later, the demons attacked the city. There's an obvious connection between these events. Whether deliberately or under demonic influence, the Desnins played right into the hands of Discari's hordes, and they almost left the city completely defenseless. Ramian covered for his people the whole time and helped them escape my guards. After that, what else can he be but a traitor and a heretic? There's nothing dangerous in this hole. You have no reason to guard it. You told me yourself that you received a light-bringing gift from an angel who perished in the caves below our feet. There's no secret. Oh my goodness. This guy sure is verbose. There's no secret that those passages are teeming with dangerous creatures that could kill anyone, even a warrior of heaven. Demons and demonic offspring love roaming about underground. That's why I will be keeping an eye on this hole. If the beasts decide to attack from here, we'll be ready for them. Where can I find Ramian? Should I know? The weasel can't have gone far. He turned invisible. He's probably hunkered down in some hole like the traitorous little rat he is, and he'll be sitting, trembling and waiting till he's dragged out of there. With the prelate after you, that seems the only sensible thing to do. It's what I'd do. I'm sure lots of things sound sensible to you. And it works, too. As you can see, I'm still alive. Alright. Halvarine and I have to go. Go on, then, if you have to. It would be good if you could return with the head of that scum. Ember peers intently at Halvarine. I remember you. When Father and I arrived in this city, you met us. What is this gibberish? As if I have nothing better to do than arrange meetings with vagrants. But it's true. You and the other knights tied us to stakes and started lighting the bonfire. Father died, and then one of your knights changed his mind and pulled me from the flames. But then he died too. Don't you remember? If you were burned, then it was with good reason. You say some traitor helped you escape from the fire? That is a crime in itself, which means that you have been evading justice all these years. If it weren't for the invasion, I would review your case and see that your sentence was finally fulfilled. You're lucky that we have more important matters to deal with right now. He didn't look the way he does now, all wrinkled and gray. He was young, with a big mustache. Ember smiles broadly and tries a large, bushy mustache in the air with her finger. He probably forgot all about me. It was a long time ago. But I do want to say one thing. I'm not cross with him. This knight is a true hero. He just really, really wanted to protect his city. Only he got all mixed up about who was good and who was evil. You forgive him? After what he did to you? He thought he was doing what was right. How do you know? Maybe you've done something thinking it was a good thing, but you were really doing a bad thing that hurt someone. But what if? What if I've done the same thing? You can't get angry at people for making mistakes when you might be no better than them. Ember is like a perfect angel. Halvarine, you sent an innocent child to be burned at the stake. Don't you want to ask for forgiveness? Hardly. Anyone can look innocent. This girl managed to survive the fire. And what about that crow that's always flying around her? I advise you to take a closer look at this innocent little lamb of yours. If you ask me, she looks highly suspicious indeed. Let's go, Ember. Yes, let's go. Bye-bye, kind knight. She waves to Halvarine with a carefree smile. Halvarine grimaces and turns away.
That's easy.
The demon invasion transformed all of Canobris into one great battlefield, but nowhere in the city suffered as much as this square. This place saw a clash of titans, the demon lord Discari leading his hordes from the abyss, and the dragon Terendelev, the mightiest of the city's defenders, and one of the first to fall. The scene of destruction leaves no doubt as to the battle's outcome. A skilled scout could recreate the course of the battle moment by moment simply by looking at the ruins, from the chimneys torn down by powerful wings in a sharp dive, to the bloody tracks left behind when the demon dragged away the noble reptile's broken body. But it is no hypothetical scout gazing upon the ruins. It is Artemimel, and she is not alone. The shadow of a strange, barely perceptible presence lingers over this place. Like a gaze untethered from any observer, this mysterious force, unknown to mortal kind, silently assesses, judges, and seeks a better way. In an instant, Artemimel is vested with this power and looks at the world with its eyes. The past, present, and future stand before her as a unified whole, an unmoving, multifaceted crystal that would be beautiful were it not for the fractures, blemishes, and flecks marring its splendor. What past does she see? In the past exists the one who wielded this gaze in life. Although the one and life are inappropriate terms for aeons, the supernatural embodiments of cosmic balance, rather than who or what, a better word for these entities is how. This aeon appeared from outside this world, from the great beyond, to put an end to the intermingling of the planes and destroy the world wound, the chasm disrupting the order of the multiverse. Alas, the visitor from beyond proved too weak for the battle they came to fight. They even failed to finish casting the spell that would have sent Daskari back to the abyss. With one swing of his scythe, the Demon Lord cut the Aeon down. Aeons, beyond passion, beyond mercy, beyond reason, the faceless caretakers of reality toil without end, silently struggling to preserve the tenuous balance upon which all existence depends. These voiceless forces are the Aeons, inscrutable shapers and eliminators of the multiverse. They exist beyond the understanding of most mortals, endlessly striving towards goals unfathomable even to many of the plane's oldest inhabitants. Aeons build order from the chaos of the maelstrom, seed new life upon barren worlds, and halt the rampages of forces grown overbold. They rend nations to vapor, dismantle planets into cosmic dust, and pave the way for calamities. Aeons embody the plane-spanning hand of a metaphorical omnipotent clockmaker, endlessly tuning and adjusting myriad gears of reality in pursuit of ultimate perfection. What present does she see? Ruins, blood, corpses. None of this perturbs the Aeon's dispassionate gaze. The living are alive, the dead will be judged by Pharasma. All is as it should be. But the demons circling in the sky or prowling through the streets create a jarring juxtaposition, like splashes of blood-red ink on a restrained pencil sketch. They should not be here. The world of mortals is for mortals. The demon's place is in the demon world. How sublime the world would be if everything in it knew its place. But even the demons aren't as abhorrent as the sharp-edged, unassuming crystal languishing in the dirt among the bricks and smashed cobblestones. No mortal would notice it, but to the Aeon's eyes, its mere existence is an outrage against universal laws. If the Aeon still existed, they would not stop until the crystal was unmade. But the Aeon is gone, and only their gaze remains. Artemimel picks the crystal up out of the dirt and stows it in her pocket. She's mortal, which means she has the power to decide what to do with it. What future does she see? Good and evil, chaos and order. Everything is in its lawful place in the multiverse, and is no longer trespassing where it does not belong. Nothing is disrupting the smooth and steady current of the river of souls, from life into death and back to life again. Reality, rid of its flaws, is now perfect, and the Aeons withdraw to eternally admire its beauty, which will never be threatened again. After allowing the heroine to view the world through their eyes, the little that remained of the destroyed Aeon is killed even appropriate here for an entity that is so removed from life and death as we understand them? Used up its last vestiges of energy. Now they are ready to disperse into nothingness, unless someone decides to preserve the Aeon within themselves. Will the heroine take on this power, so that she may again look at the world through another's eyes, or will she allow it to vanish? We will start on the Aeon Mystic Path. We're gonna not go on it, but we shall retain the power within ourselves. The spirit of the Aeon dwells out of sight, deep in Artemimel's soul, like a pair of magical spectacles stowed away until the moment when the heroine once again needs to look at the world through another's eyes. And we now have the Purple Stone Knife. It gives us a +1 to saving throws, or increases our evocation spells, like makes it more difficult to resist them. Get him.
To the
Did
fray!
he retreat already?
+1 half plate. That's like half plate, but better. Okay. Actually, take that off now that I think about it. And also drop that. 2 for 3, 4 for 4, 4 for 1. No, thank you. We shall drop that. Alright, that should be good enough for now. 2 for 1. Oh, yeah, it's a bad ratio. We'll come to pick up some of this stuff later, but we do not need the I do appreciate that a bag of holding is just minus 100 pounds. But yeah, there we go. So now all of that just kind of exists in that spot. Next time we're cutting through, we can pick that up. This is the Midnight Bolt. This is a special item that we do not want to spend right now. We want to spend it like at the very end of the game. Hard to believe that this place recently held a bustling and festive market. A rift in the earth fell, left by Discard's massive scythe. You and your companions fell through here during the attack. Judging by the size of the bloodstain, the body of something truly enormous was dragged over these stones. To Randalev, most likely.
Precisely.
Count Arenday's servant. Thank the gods! I found someone who isn't fleeing in a panic. Are you crusaders? Mercenaries? The comely half-elf is so frightened he can barely get the words out. I'm a servant of Count Darren Pale Navis Arenday. My lord's mansion is under attack by demons. The master himself and all his guests are trapped inside, and the house guards are nowhere to be found. I managed to escape through a servant's passage to look for help. Will you help me? The mansion is only a stone's throw away, on the next street over. He meets your gaze with pleading eyes. Count Arenday. I've seen him a few times before, from afar. He looked highly audacious. I confess that he did capture my attention, but that's neither here nor there. We should help him. The gratitude of a rich and influential man can only benefit us. You've heard of the Arenday family before. This wealthy and noble Mendevian dynasty was almost wiped out by demons more than 10 years ago. The last surviving member of the family, the young Count Darin, has an infamous reputation. He's well known for being a rake and a rogue. Misfortune continues to dog the house of Arenday, I see. The servant cringes. You're telling me. Everyone tried to talk me out of taking up the position, saying that it can't have just been bad luck that brought tragedy down on the family and almost killed off the line. But I reasoned that since my master was the only one to survive that calamity, that meant he must be blessed by fate and the powers of good. The pay was nothing to sniff at either. The servant casts his eyes around the street. I should have listened to people smarter than me and gone to work somewhere else, preferably far away from Canabras. Tell me more about what happened. I'll tell you what I can. I was working from dusk till dawn and back to dusk again, serving guests at the Count's banquet. When the other servants came to relieve me at my post, I went to sleep. Next thing I know, I wake up and there are demons inside the mansion. I couldn't even reach the Count. The monsters had blocked the way. The Count's banquet was still going on. He and his guests were in the great hall, and as far as I could tell, the door to the room was sealed and the demons couldn't get in. I'm begging you, hurry. The mansion's doors are sturdily built. The demons will have to work hard to get past them, so you still have time to rescue the people inside. What will I get if I, no. Alright, I'll help. Where's your master's house? It's not far at all. You're better off entering from the next street over, through the passage I used to get out. Help, I'm begging you. I hate to think what the Count will do to me if I don't bring back help. Gotta get going. Alright, thanks for sticking by, Cypher. I appreciate it.
Watch your back.
I found something.
Hear me, take heed! The hordes of the Abyss march on Canabras. The Wardstone is their target. They must not be allowed to capture it. The consequences will be disastrous. What's up, Ramian? The golden-curled Azamar greets you with a graceful bow. So, you found me. I have nowhere else to run. I am at your mercy. Kill me if you wish, but I ask you, hear me out first. Did you really know about the demon attack before it happened? I did. We have a secret ally in the enemy's ranks. No one knows who this brave soul is, but she's been feeding us information about the demon's plans. These dispatches have come to us by the most reliable channel bestowed upon us by the great dreamer herself. They have come to us in dreams. Prelate Hulrune brushed them off as meaningless reveries. And, well, I admit that it isn't always easy to distinguish our allies' messages from ordinary dreams. But even ordinary dreams are gifts from Desna, and are always worthy of attention. The prelate, and all the crusade leaders for that matter, should have put less store in reason and more in intuition, inspiration, and spontaneity. What's more, not long before the attack on the city, a blind elf who calls himself the Storyteller arrived in Canabras. This wanderer wasn't merely a collector of legends, but a scholar of the unknown. According to him, the Wardstone in our city, the first and most important in the chain of Wardstones, weakened since long ago, was teetering on the brink of corruption. It seems that the Red Morning Massacre and other demon attacks, even the ones we fended off, did not leave us unscathed. Unfortunately, the prelate did not wish to listen to the Storyteller either. We're lucky he wasn't burnt at the stake as a heretic. We had such vital information on our hands, information that could have saved the city, but no one cared to listen all the way to the catastrophic end. Not all dreams have benign origins. What if those dreams were sent by demons? In a different time and place, someone perhaps could have become the victim of false dreams sent by monsters. But here, in the war with the Abyss, the goddess is keeping a close eye on her most faithful followers. I have no doubt that if a demon tried to intrude upon the dreams of any one of us, Desna's punishment would have been swift. Tell me about the strange rituals that were going to be performed on the ward stone. Ramian looked slightly abashed. When my attempts to open Holrun's eyes ended in failure, a few of my young adepts resolved to take matters into their own hands. They did not consult me before doing so, but I have never demanded iron discipline from my priests. Army commanders may have subordinates, but I have pupils and fellow worshippers. I can only inspire them. I cannot command them. And it seems they were inspired all on their own. In other words, you get to preach whatever you want, and you don't have to take any responsibility for your flock. You've really got it made. For pity's sake, how can I be held responsible for the actions of others? These are not children we're discussing here. They're grown adults endowed with their own free will, praise the goddess. Of course, we all help one another, but in the final reckoning, each of us decides how we will act, and each must answer for those choices. They had no ill intent. They only wished to access the wardstone in secret to try and cleanse it. But to Holrun, this became perform a suspect ritual after hearing even more suspect voices in their dreams. The children wanted to save their city, but the Inquisitors detained them and almost killed them. I had to intervene. I used my authority and my power as a cleric to give them a chance to flee. If they hadn't gotten away, they were destined for a cell in the prelate's dungeons, and quite likely death. Why haven't you left this place for someone safe here? Because people might need help, and they'll come to the temple in search of a priest. I will not hide away in a hole saving my own neck while Canabras is full of people suffering in the wake of the demon's attack. Hell yeah, Ramian. Ramian is a real one. I love Ramian. Why are you and Holrun feuding? Oh, I'm not feuding with him. I sincerely wish only the best for the man. In an ideal world, he'd be far away from front lines, enjoying a peaceful retirement. But even if that isn't possible, I've always tried to help him fulfill the mission he has taken upon himself, and to which he has proved fatally ill-suited, protecting Canabras against the demons. Unfortunately, he's convinced that the followers of Desna are heretics and saboteurs. He refused to listen to me, and it was only the knightly orders that deterred him from including us in his witch hunt. Now there is clearly no one left to stand in his way. He's finally free to get rid of us once and for all. Is there a chance you can resolve your conflict? I don't know. Holrun's faith is truly formidable. Not only his faith in Iomade, but in his own infallibility. In other words, he's as hard-headed as a rock troll. But even so, Desna teaches us to never lose hope. Talk to him. Try to explain that we're fighting on the same side. If he attacks you, disarm him, bind his hands, but I beg you, if at all possible, please do not kill him. I have to go. Wait! 3 of my adepts are hiding somewhere in the ruins of the city. The ones the Inquisitors wrongfully accused of treason. I beg you, find them and protect them against the demons and vigilantes like Holrun. They will not rest until they find them. If there's anything else you can do to save Canabras, please do it. Stranger, wait! You spared Ramian despite what that mad Inquisitor told you. The young voice comes from nowhere. Oh, hang on. I forgot to remove the spell. I hope Holrun's dogs aren't lurking nearby. A pale youth materializes before you. His face looks haggard from lack of sleep, but he's clearly pleased to be speaking to someone. So you're one of the Desnan adepts that tried to break into the Wardstone? Yes, I am Ilks, cleric of Desna and one of the people who answered the call of the voice in dreams. Some unknown person made contact with us through our dreams, telling us about the demons' plans. We learned that the demons were planning to attack Canabras and to do something terrible to our Wardstone, which already carries the taint of corruption. Prelate Holrun refused to heed our warnings. We had to make a choice. We could either throw up our hands and pull back or take action, even though it could cost us our lives. But what heartless person could stand by in the face of such a deadly threat? What were you planning to do to the Wardstone? The young man hesitates. Our plan was to get to it and then follow our instincts. There are 3 of us, a cleric, a mage, and a bard. Between us, we know a lot. We're capable of a great deal. If we'd had enough time, I'm sure we could have figured out what's wrong with the Wardstone and how to heal it, but they didn't give us time. Yes, the local commanders got roped into dealing with this. Some idiot kids trying to break into the Wardstone, apparently some of ours, but who even knows these days? I know there's no evil in you. I can sense things like that. But what you did was so stupid and impulsive. Someone could have got hurt. I know from experience. So you lot decided that you needed to do something right away, so you did something right away. Great work. Like the city authorities would have done a better job. They weren't going to do a thing, even though it sounds like they knew about the danger. All they knew was that some crazies had some weird dreams. But anyway, it's a little late to be trying to pin blame on people. How'd you even come up with such a plan? How could we not come up with that plan? You sensed his temper rising. Listen, Desna is the goddess of luck, but luck as many lay people would understand it, and luck as we, the followers of the music of the spheres, see it, are far from the same thing. Other people believe that luck is something good that falls into your lap just because, like a generous but unearned reward. We see luck as a fundamental law of creation, according to which even in the darkest hour of the most hopeless situation, a chance of rescue and change for the better can arise. But you've got to seize this chance when it presents itself. Or better yet, create your own. Followers of Desna are not people who like idleness and inaction. That's why when Canobras was in trouble, we did as our goddess had taught us. We took the matter into our own hands and tried in a moment of desperation to pluck our chance from the hands of fate itself. You were trying to help. Can they punish you if you were trying to help? Is that allowed? Sometimes it's even necessary. You made the right choice, brother dreamer. You may have failed, but Desna is my witness, it was a worthy attempt. Thank you, sister. You understand better than anyone why we couldn't sit idly by. I pray that our failure doesn't prove to be fatal. Oh, goddess, please give us another chance to fix everything. Whose voice have you been hearing in your dreams? Nobody knows what it is, but everyone who has heard her, I should say, is convinced that she is a good and pure soul chosen by Desna. We had a choice. We could trust her, accept that we have an ally somewhere who isn't afraid of all the armies of the abyss, or we could drown in suspicions and get one step closer to becoming just like Hulrune. We decided to trust the voice. And seeing Canobras devastated, which is what our unknown ally tried to prevent until the very end, I can see now who had the truth on their side. Where are your fellow worshippers, and how many of them are there? Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know where they are. We split up to confuse the Inquisitors who were chasing us. Do you need help? Desna teaches us to trust in last-ditch chances. Listen, my friends are called Aranka and Thal the Wallflower. Aranka is an amazing singer and a truly beautiful girl. She has plenty of friends and fans. She's probably blended into a crowd somewhere. Wallflower is a mage, but I don't think he'll risk using magic. It'll only bring the Inquisitors down on him. He'll be harder to find. You'd better find Aranka first. She might know where Wallflower is. Please find them and protect them against the demons and the Inquisitors. I will await news in the goddess's temple. I hope our mysterious helper will lend us a new message that will reveal what is to come from the demons. I have to go. Go. May Desna be with you, stranger. Okay. I think that this might be a perfect chance for us to save and call it quits for the night. It's 11:30. We've been streaming for about 2.5 hours. I unfortunately got a bit later of a start than I wanted, but c'est la vie. I think if I go any further, we run the risk of getting caught up in something and going like way past midnight. And also, I can feel my voice is my throat doesn't hurt, but my voice is tired, and it might just be good to get a little bit of extra sleep for once. So we are going to call it here. Let's quit to the desktop here. So. There we go. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am really enjoying Pathfinder time. I really like Wrath of the Righteous and playing. I'm learning that honestly, if I want to be able to play some of these games, it's probably best just to play them on stream, because it gives me a motivation to not just constantly restart. You know what I mean? So. I'm not sure what this means for the Demon Hunter Ranger playthrough. That one may just be dead, right? People I think weren't quite so into it at the time, and I'm not sure if we want to keep it. You guys can let me know, perhaps. Let me know in the Discord or something if 2 playthroughs is too much. If we want to abandon this one and play the other one, I'm not sure. I think either way, if we abandon one playthrough or the other, they will still be posted up on YouTube for posterity. So just in case that is your vibe. But yeah, that is it for me tonight. I will see you guys on Thursday. We will be playing FF8. I'm committing to FF8 on Thursday. It's gonna happen. But yeah, I hope everybody has a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, whatever time of day it happens to be for you. If you are watching this live, thank you so much for hanging out with me for the last 2.5 hours. And if you are watching this as a VOD, thank you for letting me keep you company for this period of time. I hope that it was some good background noise. But yeah, I will see you guys on Thursday, and I think that's about it. So until our paths cross again in this big wide universe of ours, in my particular corner of this particular little galaxy, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, keep on shining bright starlights. I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, toodaloo, take care, and stay cool out there. It's pretty hot out. Okay, bye.